For as long as I can remember, my life has revolved around food. When I'm not eating it, I'm thinking about it. I'm Sai Tavenger, and I'm from Tabriz, the Iranian city known to have the most delicious food. From my kitchen to yours, I will teach you dishes from the exotic lands of the Middle East. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome back to my kitchen, guys. So today we're going to be making a pasta dish. So when you think of pasta, I mean, there are thousands and thousands of variations of pastas that you can make from different countries. Of course, you automatically think of Italy, but there is pasta dishes, I mean, all throughout the world. But when I make a pasta dish, I time and time again come back to this. It really is my favorite, and it's has very interesting flavors, and I'm going to teach you how to make my favorite pasta dish. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out the fennel from the refrigerator because that's the main ingredient into this pasta. And I'm going to give you some really, really fun facts about fennel. So fennel is considered a magical vegetable. It's actually in the carrot family, but in Hindu and Chinese culture, fennel is actually used to take out poison from the body, especially after a snake or scorpion bite, which happens a lot in that part of the world. Now, when you think of the drink absinthe, that very, very strong French drink, well, the main ingredient is actually fennel. And if you're anemic like myself, one of the vegetables that has the highest iron content is this vegetable right here. So we're going to be using 3 fennel bulbs in this recipe, and then we're also going to be using mushrooms. Again, I try to use as much as mushrooms I can in my recipes. They're great for you, they're delicious, and since I don't use any meat in my recipes, mushrooms are always a great substitution. Here I have some shiitake and oyster mushrooms, but like all of my recipes, a lot of things can be substituted because cooking is all about making it fun. Nothing has to be set in stone, and I could say the same thing for this. If you have any kind of mushroom on hand, it could be used in this recipe. Now, for the pasta, we're going to be using linguine. Now, linguine is a little flatter, so it's going to hold the olive oil sauce a little bit better. But then again, if you prefer spaghetti, whatever it is that you like, you could go ahead and substitute it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep our pasta out here because we're not going to cook it just yet. I already have some boiling water that's been nicely salted. You never want to make it too salty. You kind of want to make it salty like the sea. Let's go ahead and drizzle some olive oil right in just to coat your pan. And we're going to be cutting the fennel. Now, with the fennel, we only use the white bulb right here, but never throw out this part because this part is going to be used as a garnish to give the dish a little more of a fennel taste. So fennel is, I eat it raw. It truly is my favorite vegetable, and I feel like it's so underused. So I hope to change that in your kitchen. So take this part out, and then we'll keep these to the side. Kind of just want to cut the bottoms out, just like that, and then just cut it in half and slice them like this. They don't have to be perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and add the rest right in here. To me, no pasta dish is complete without some garlic. I like the garlic in the dish. You don't want to put too much, just 2 cloves. Cut them up in little pieces. Okay. And add them right in there. Now you're going to let that cook a little bit before you add the mushrooms. Okay, the fennel is sauteing nicely. Just want to go ahead and add your mushrooms. I like having the different sizes in this dish, especially mushrooms. When you cook them, they actually they cook down, so they don't have to be in very small pieces. And I use a lot of mushrooms because, again, mushrooms cook down, so I want to make sure this dish is full of mushrooms. I'm actually going to add a tiny bit more olive oil in here. And some black pepper, of course. I want to cook this for about 10 minutes on medium-high heat, so it's nicely sauteed. Go ahead and put our linguine right in. Now, some fun facts about pasta. When I did the cooking contest at the Food Network, Cooks versus Cons, they assumed that was a con because I stirred my pasta. Well, apparently you don't stir your pasta. I had no idea about that. But I still continue stirring my pasta. So now I like to add a tiny bit of heat in here. I actually like to add heat in all my dishes, but especially here. So I have some crushed red pepper, just a dash. You don't want it to be spicy. You just want to give it a tiny, tiny bit kick. So just a pinch. Again, you can omit this, of course. Now, something else that I add to this dish that works really well is some truffle oil that I have on here. Something about the fennel and the truffle oil just work really well together. But if you don't have truffle oil in hand, you could omit this part, or if you don't like truffle oil, of course you don't have to put it in there. But I love this a little bit of drizzle of truffle oil that I finish off this dish with. And of course, with the truffle oil, you don't want to cook with it because it'll lose its flavor. You just want to very lightly top the dish with it. Make sure just open up the linguines. So the vegetable part is pretty much done. So you don't want to overcook it. I like to keep a little bit of that crunch factor still with the fennel. And just wait for the pasta to be prepared. So easy. Okay, our pasta is done, so I'm going to go ahead and drain it. But before you do, take a little tiny cup of the pasta sauce and put it right into your vegetable. Now let's go ahead and drain the pasta. My very DC mittens. And put it right on top. Stir that up nicely. Let that pasta water evaporate a little bit. It's going to bring everything together. Just a dash of more salt in there. And don't forget your Parmesan also it's very salty as well. So perfect. You see how easy that was? Just 2 vegetable ingredients, just really mix for the perfect pasta dish. So once that pasta water kind of evaporates, that's it, it's ready. Turn this off. This is such an easy dish. I mean, I could honestly tell you it's truly one of my favorites. Oh, it's perfect. Now, you want to grate some of that cheese, lots of it. I like my pasta with lots and lots of cheese. Okay. And then this is when you want to take that truffle oil and very gently, just to give it that aroma and taste. And then take some of that fennel and pour it right on top. That was it. I mean, so easy, super, super delicious. What, under 30 minutes you have this wonderful dish full of nutrients, and most of all, it is super delicious. So enjoy.